Hi everyone. We are here today to pour a flower, hopefully just a simple pour that you'll be able to get really easily. I've done a ton of them. I just wanted to use some different colors today, maybe a little bit springier, hopefully. We'll see. I am picking purple and like a reddish colors though. They won't be super springy, but I love purple, so I like adding it to everything. I am using today JDiction Professional Series Resin. It's a 1-to-1 lower viscosity resin. I poured 8 ounces. I'm going to add a little note here because I see a lot of people talk about resins, and they're always asking which resin to use for each thing. And I'll be honest with you, almost any resin will do anything. You just have to make it work. I use every resin for blooms. I prefer a lower viscosity resin. My least favorite is for a bloom would be a high viscosity resin. I find high viscosity resins for me are harder to use. You'll notice that I stick with JDiction craft resin. What else do I use? I forget, but I use a lot of lower viscosity resins because they're super easy to use. Higher viscosities, you also have to worry about more bubbles. I don't like those. I also am not a huge fan of fast cure resins simply because they cost more and they're more bubbly. They'll work with things, but I don't like paying more than I have to for resin. And I often find most of my resin on Amazon. Even with discount codes, Amazon often beats what you can get those products for from even their websites. Even with Let's Resin, I always buy it from Amazon. It just ends up being cheaper. I never use my discount code. So those are just some things that I've noticed I do. If you have anything that you notice about resins, go ahead and put them in the comments. A lot of resin use is preference. It's not dictated by the pour. All right, so 8 ounces of resin. I forget how much this mold from Pouring Your Heart Out takes, but I'm guessing about 8 ounces. What I do to guesstimate how much resin is in a mold is I take a mold that I know how much resin goes in it, and then I pretend to layer it on top. It's very scientific. So I'm going to pour less than an ounce of resin in this cup. Then for these other cups, I'm going to do them fairly even with the rest of the resin. With just slightly less in my white cup because I don't need as much of it as I do, say, the colors. But it's a very slight difference. Because you see, I'm still adding more resin to it. I would say maybe less than an ounce difference. So it's not a huge impactful difference. I just don't want too much white in this pour. All right, in the first cup, I'm using Strawberry from Octopus Fluids Resin Ink. If you use a higher viscosity resin, you can go to more alcohol inks, and those help cut through the resin. So I think I'm going to start off with 10 drops. And I'm using 10 drops. I normally don't use that much, but there's a good bit of resin in this cup. And give it a good mix up. I am going to need to order some more Octopus Fluids resin inks, and I get mine from Laura's Art Corner because I'm in the United States. So Laura, if you're listening, I'm going to be placing an order for some more Octopus Fluids. I have killed this bottle of sweet cherry. I was just thinking today I gotta order some more because I considered using it for this pour. All right, there's a nice strawberry color. All right, next we have Wisteria. And again, I'm gonna do 10 drops. You will notice with the inks, even in all the Octopus Fluids resin inks, some of them color heavier than others, and you just have to learn to play with them, which ones color heavier, like their onyx. I always have to use less drops of onyx than anything else because it's a heavier, thicker colorant. I don't know why that is. But you learn. You learn with the products in your house. And there's our wisteria. So for my mica powder, you'll notice I've been using these a lot more lately. These are from Resiner. This is a chameleon powder. It's purple, red, gold. And I'm just gonna take a tad, not too much, just a little bit on the end of my stick. I don't want it to be heavy. I just want it to be light. The more you add, the heavier it gets. If you wondered why your mica powder falls down at the bottom of your mold, that just means you put a lot in, so the weight was heavier. All right. And now for our white. I have a lot of resin in this cup, but I don't want my white to be too heavy. I am thinking I'm going to do 10 drops, and then we'll take a look at it. All right, that's 10. I like CastinCraft for my white. I use it a lot simply because, again, it's a cost factor. It's not very expensive. I can get it at craft stores. Amazon, it's a lot more expensive to buy it on Amazon. When you pour a lot of resin, you do have to look at, okay, how can I save money? I don't save money on resins, really, because I won't buy any of the cheap off-brand resins. I've tried. A lot of them turn yellow very quickly or are super bubbly. So I stick to products that I know are good products. And if I don't like a product, you'll hear me say, I don't like this. There was one resin in a video that I said, I'll probably never buy this again. All right, there's our white. You should slowly be able to see the stick. I hope the camera lighting's good enough so you can see that. All right, now I'm going to stand up so I can pour towards the center. All right, so how to pour. I am going to do spirals, I think. And that, when I say that, I just mean like this. And I'm going to go up on the sides a little bit, because the crystal edges will catch it. Now with the first pour, it doesn't really matter because it's all going to go right into the center. Now our second color is where we start making some sort of pattern. But in the end, the resin usually converges together, and all this fancy work that you tried to do just goes in together. But we try, right? We try to make it look super pretty and cool. Let's see, I think I'll do just one more layer of the strawberry. Going more up on the edge. All right, now we're going to pop our mica powder in, and I'm going to do it around the edge. Not touching the edge, just around. Now, if you are using a heavier viscosity resin, this is where your white matters. You'll need your white to be heavier, more poured in spots, so that it goes down through the resin easy. This isn't too heavy of a resin, so it's not as worrisome. I don't have to do as much. So first I'm going to do a spiral around inside the mica powder. Sorry. I often use the wrong words too, but that's okay. right, so we are running out of a bit of room in the mold. So I am going to stop the white there. Now, which color do we want to use next? Let's continue with our spiraling. Trying not to use too much because I don't have a super huge amount of room left in my mold, because I want to get a spiral of the white in and a push. So let's hope I didn't put too much in here. So I'm going to spiral all the way to the outside, back in to the center. Now I'm just looping it around to try to get decent coverage. Just making sure I don't have a lot of big open spots. And then our white is done. Now, for our push, I think I'm going to use the purple. I don't have a lot of room, but I'm going to put in as much as I can, and we'll see how it works out. See how super dark that is? I domed it slightly, so I have to be careful when adding my bits. All right, so I did pick 2 different kinds, but I actually think this might look the best. I had a bluer. I was going to do these little stones, but it's super purple, so let's do purple. I'm not going to do too much because, like I said, I do have it domed, and I don't want it to push it out over. I'm just grabbing a little in my little scoop. Then the fun part, guessing where the center is. A cheat code for that is to use a baking cover for your thing, because the baking silicone covers have lines, and then you could just line your mold up in it and makes it easier. But no, not me. I like to guess. That looks pretty good though. Maybe just shove it. I'm not gonna be able to see it. It's down. It is what it is. All right, so what I usually do is wait about 10 minutes before I hit it with the torch. I like to wait because I like the bubbles to move away from the sides of the mold. If you hit the torch on the side of your mold, then you're going to burn your mold to your resin and ruin your mold and ruin your project. You don't want that. So if you wait like 10 minutes, you're going to miss that chance. Then I just give it a quick shot of heat. All right, well, it's coming together, and we'll be back to see what our final product looks like. I'll see you then. All right, we're back. I hope the front is as pretty as the back. I really like the mica powder and how everything came together here. The cells are really big, so I'm a little worried about that, but we'll see how it looks, right? You just never know. Resin does what it wants. You could only try to coax it into doing things. All right, it's the moment of truth. Oh, wow. Oh, I adore this. I really do. Can you see the mica powder and how everything looks? Oh, that is so pretty. That is super, super pretty. I might need to get a new mold. I'll be ordering a new mold from Julie because I see some dents and stuff in here, but it is gorgeous, and I could put a top coat and get rid of all that. But wow, I love it. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching.